And going into day 2, I said, man, I got to make an adjustment. You know, when the fish get post-spawn, these fish get really soft mouths. The water starts to warm. Pre-spawn, they're a little firmer, a little tougher. When they get post-spawn, they just get softer skin, softer mouths, and sometimes those treble hook baits, when they're not eating it good and they're kind of smacking at it, it's just not the deal. So, all right, what's up guys? Just want to go over the tournament last week at Chickamauga. Want to talk about the baits, how I was catching them, you know, in my complete setup, give you all a little rundown of the things I was doing. You know, it wasn't my best tournament, wasn't a bad tournament. Really clawed back day 2 and you know, salvaged 32nd, 33rd place. You know, 1 scoreable out of a check. That first day and a lot of lost fish is what ultimately cost me pretty much making the cut, but definitely cost the check in a decent 20-something place finish. But anyways, guys, each morning I was starting on a really key shad spawn in the Tennessee River. You know, when the fish are post-spawn, a lot of them were post-spawn. We still had some spawners, but a majority of these fish were post-spawn, and they were trying to get out to their summertime ledges. But a lot of times what these fish do is they stop in these shallow bar and they eat shad. The shad love to use these shallow bars to spawn early in the morning, low light conditions. The shad get up there and spawn, and the bass will get up there and they'll gang up, man. They'll get up there, they'll blow up, they'll school, and there'll be little sweet spots along these shallow bars. And I was able to locate 1 or 2 of those little sweet spots in a zone of the lake, and was able to go to work on them, you know, just well enough to salvage a good tournament. But as far as the baits go, the first day, I caught a lot of the fish on that shallow bar, and I had got 1 school fired up, caught a real big one, and caught a couple scorables, almost a 6-pounder on this dude right here. This is the Dangerous swim bait in the 6-inch version. This is the deep version, guys. The deep version's good for fishing that 10+ foot. Throw it down there, it gets down there pretty good, and you just slow wind it back in, dude, and they absolutely clobber it. What's so unique about the Dangerous swim bait by Bass Mafia is this line through design. Guys, this is absolutely critical. You lose a lot of fish on a jig head swim bait, something like that. It's good and gets bit. It's effective, the jig head, but a lot of times you lose them because they have all this weight up here and a lot of leverage to throw it. I caught a fish or 2 on that, but caught some real nice ones on this right here, but that's the Dangerous swimmer. I throw this on a 7.7 heavy signature series, my signature series, Swait Inc. series 7.7 heavy with 20-pound line. I'm moving to the next thing, and dude, this thing was the money bait. This is what I caught day 2 when I had a lot better day in the morning. Caught all of my fish on this thing right here. 3/4 ounce bladed jig with a Dugan Baits Happy trailer on a 3/4 ounce bladed jig. This thing was the money bait for me. The first day I pulled up on that bar and I was throwing the swim bait, they were bumping it a lot. Day 2, and then day 1, because they were bumping it, I picked up a rattle trap, lipless crankbait, threw it out there, and I lost like 3 or 4 really nice fish. And going into day 2, I said, man, I got to make an adjustment. You know, when the fish get post-spawn, these fish get really soft mouths. The water starts to warm. Pre-spawn, they're a little firmer, a little tougher. When they get post-spawn, they just get softer skin, softer mouths, and sometimes those treble hook baits, when they're not eating it good and they're kind of smacking at it, it's just not the deal. So put the Happy trailer on there, and absolutely was a big difference for me. I got probably twice as many bites. Instead of 12, 13 fish, I bet I caught 16, 17, 18, maybe 20 bites, and landed every one of the keepers I hooked. So that thing was a critical bait change for me, going to that bladed jig. But guys, I mean, that was the majority of the lifting for me. I'd use this on the schools as well. I had, you know, a lot of those schools were in 10 to 15, 16 foot of water. You know, even up in 8 up on top, they'd slide up and they'd group up. So that was the perfect bait to get to them. But I caught a fish or 2 on a drop shot, and I did catch a couple on a minnow style bait as well. But guys, these were the, you know, 70–80% of my bites were on these 2 right here. Here's actually the minnow style bait we got bit on, just on a 1/4 ounce head. Chickamauga shad, no secret. But guys, that was pretty much it. That was the deal at Chickamauga for me. Like I said, I felt like I was on some fish to have a decent tournament. Just didn't execute, and wasted some time day one in the third period trying to scope some stumps. Should have stayed out there on the groups of fish a little more, and I think I would have gotten another group or two fired up. Guys, got another one of these coming up. Next event is at Kentucky Lake, and it'll probably be another offshore event. From what I can guess, you know, Kentucky Lake used to be a premier offshore fishery. I mean, it was the ledge factory of the South. It's where pretty much ledge fishing originated. But it went through a downturn. You know, the carp and the shad population, a lot of the bass population got weak for a while, but it's had a resurgence. It was really coming back last year, and the fish seem to, you know, want to start to do their old thing. There'll still be some fish caught shallow, but I really think it could be a fun tournament out there, out off the bank. And we could see some more of this play. Definitely gonna have to keep that shad spawn bite honest. We've had a very, very mild spring, and we're really not even having summer weather yet, whereas last year we had a lot of earlier warmth. I think it will prolong some stuff, so I think this shad spawn bite around the South will continue to happen, I think, well through into June. So if you guys are out there fishing Tennessee River in the South, anywhere, Tennessee, Kentucky, keep an eye out for that shad spawn. I think it'll still be going strong here for the next little bit. All right, guys, as promised, thanks for watching. You know, we say it a lot, please like and subscribe. You know, it allows me to continue to pour, you know, my time and effort and funds into doing these videos. So please do like and subscribe. And also, I want to give you guys some baits. So what I'm going to do is I am going to give one person, actually let's make it two people need the same bait package. To be eligible, you have to comment, like, and subscribe this video, and I'll pick two people from the comment section. I'll just go randomly and select them. You're going to get 2 dangerous swimmers and a few packs of Guggen Happy trailers. So we'll do 3 of these, a couple in the shallow, a couple in the deep, and we'll do some packs of these to a couple people who comment. So guys, drop a comment, like, and subscribe. Catch you guys next time.